What's going on, guys? And we are here again at the Shadowverse Twitter page because the website is not updated, and I know that on Reddit there's some cards were released on Reddit, but now I think they're all here currently on the Twitter. So I'm going to go over all of them as we have been doing. I hope you guys have been enjoying the kind of mini series that this is. It's been fun to do. So without further ado, let's get into it. So we have Portal Kraft, Machina, Legendary, Magna, Giant. I don't know what the fuck that was. Don't blame me. All right, so we have Accelerate 1. Put a random Machina, excluding this card, from your deck into your hand. Mwah! Beautiful, beautiful. This is. I'm actually surprised that it's like a Belformet card isn't that. That alone already just instant into the deck. So it's almost it kind of sucks thinking like, you know, Machina. The Machina for Portal will be more prominent than Artifact, you know, or Puppet. But let's see what else it does if you actually want to play the damn thing. It is a ward, 7 drop, 5/5 ward, pretty good. Fanfare, deal X damage to all enemy followers. X equals the number of allied Machinas destroyed during this match. So now Portal gets an additional Technolord-esque things. It's actually, oh, you know what? And I'm thinking that effect sounds so familiar. It's a reprint. This is the Magna thing where one didn't have ward. That's one thing. It definitely didn't have accelerate. And now it's able to come out. They had another card that did it. It was the Magna Legacy. That's what it was. And it came out and it did like an AoE. But now it's great because the accelerate allows you to play it. Now it's a Machina card, which again, if it's a spell or amulet, because the reason why I'm saying that is because you never know in the future what it might bring in. Most of the Machina cards are followers, but if they bring out more Machina as cards, a spell, there's the amulet obviously that is there too. Just keep that in mind. So if you want to draw followers, don't put that amulet in because you are bound to draw that amulet. So that's pretty cool that not only does this card come back, it comes back as a Machina, and since Portal stuff all looks like Machina, I would expect them to do that frequently, like bring back Duras X Machina as a Machina. Yeah, that might. What'd you think of that? I'm surprised that that wasn't done, but then again, I think this is the only legendary, so they could do another one. But it seems as though they get like one reprint, and then the next one is like a brand new-esque card. That seems to be the theory. This card is all by itself. I'm like looking for the side button, but this card's really good. And here it is. If you guys don't know, I'll put it up on the screen, is that I was talking to someone in Reddit, and I said that they haven't revealed anything from Haven. And I'm not a fortune teller, but you could just tell by the theme that they're bringing back cards that were really, really strong. And there was one important thing that I noticed is that Tenko Shrine is leaving the meta. So without Tenko Shrine, without Elena's Prayer, there was no reason to really run heal besides just to be an annoying dick and then probably end up losing because there was no win con with heals. There was nothing that you could really do. So I was like, they're either gonna redo Tenko Shrine, which is they're not gonna do that. They're gonna bring back something old. So I said it has to be Elena's Prayer. It has to be because it's the only thing that makes sense. So of course, next day, and of course it's Elena's Prayer. Not only is it Elena's Prayer, but it's a card that gives you Elena's Prayer. And the fact that it's a follower makes it even better. Because then I feel like there's more synergy into getting it possibly into the hand a little bit quicker. But it's a 2/2 ward. And you have to evolve it like a lot of these 2-cost cards that are really pivotal in a lot of decks. You have to save an Evo for it, which is fine because I can't think of any card in Haven that is like, gotta keep that Evo. Like, no, I mean, the only one you'd have to think is Lamonia, right? But are you gonna run this in Lamonia? You can technically, because the repair modes, if I'm not mistaken, Elena's Prayer only works when you heal the face. It's only when you heal the face. I can just go into the game. Just a quick heads up while I'm here. Guys, I'm saving up for a really big little summon video for you guys. We have 3,000 rupees. We got all these packs that I'm just holding on to for the life of everything. And we do get, yeah, you got the 3 legendary packs. So hope you guys are gonna have some fun checking out when the new expansion comes out. I'm gonna definitely do a full reveal or whatever, just showcasing all the cards that we get. And then we're gonna start going into the ranked, and you know, not ranked, but we're gonna start doing more videos of regular daily uploads of Shadowverse. Here is the God card. Whenever your leader's defense is restored, give +1/+1 to all allied followers. So what this is going to do in the current meta, coming back in the time that it is now, like I actually do think Lamonia would be good because of the father of refinement and like other cards like that. Like you can actually get these cards out and then heal, makes the cost heal, and then Zeki Baba, because Zeki Baba is usually inside the Machina. Screw Heavenly Aegis, like don't even bother with that card. But like to just make a massive board and then just have Elena's Prayer there and then just boom, 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 and just like maybe stack up the repair modes or something like that and just really make this overwhelming board that has these crazy effects. Remember, they just got Sonya, which is going to be really difficult to deal with if it's at a point where you can't do anything about it. So Elena is turn 3, but you're going to have to wait until turn 4 or 5 to use this card, obviously, to give it so it can actually evolve. So then on turn 5 or 6, depending if you go first or second, then you drop Elena's Prayer. This card would actually be interesting in Elena's Prayer because of how much board flood it comes in. Because now you have an actual field. I know I was about to say something about the heals, right? But I just happened to see this card and I thought, wow, that's actually going to be really good because it's giving itself +1/+1. Then you have the heals. Might see more Saint Hairs now. But everything was focused around Tanko when you wanted to do that. So now you have Elena's Prayer, which is a minion, which I don't know if there's any way to get it in the hand specifically. Yeah, oof. Oh, if this card comes out and it gets boosted to heaven, oof. Oh, Untrue God would have been really good if it was actually like if you just had Elena's Prayer, then you could just put 1 in 3 amulets into the deck and then it would pretty much always come out. There's not a way that Haven can pretty much get it directly into the hand. So it's going to make this card really good, but again, it's just going to be, I hope you draw it kind of thing. Meanwhile, Rune is getting a lot of, you know, get this, get that, and then Sword already has it, Blood has it. Now Portalcraft is getting so much, like get the Machina, get the stuff in the hand. So this card is good and Elena's Prayer is good, but it seems like it's going to be the same way it was in the previous meta. Amazing when you draw it, but not so much when you don't. But at least you'll have all these wards and stalling mechanics to hopefully get you eventually to Elena's the Purest, which I would actually say you might have to mulligan the entire your entire hand if it's not in your starting hand, or like massive draw or something like that. You have to have this card if you're going that, because there's no win con really besides that. So, and if you do go Elasian Hairs, remember it's gonna stuff your deck with a bunch of one cost ones that aren't doing much. So it's gonna be a little bit hectic. And also Rune just has now 2 options to take that out. They have the Presto Changeo, and then they just got that other Disintegrate, I think it's called. So Rune is still really strong, but it's nice to see this card come back. Next up is gonna be Kal Holy Marksman. Whenever your leader's defense is restored, deal 1 damage to all enemy followers. Wow, before he used to hit the face. He would hit your face for 2. But giving him a clear is the same tech as the Forest Craft card. It wasn't a ward, but it was just a beefy body. Every time that you gave it boost up, it did a 2 AoE around, so it was really good 5-drop. This one's a 4-drop, and if you have some spells in the hand, or just anytime that the leader's defense, same thing as Elena's Prayer, then he does that. So that's pretty good. And I also didn't mention that stupid amulet that heals the face at the end of each turn. You can also evolve it to heal 2 defense to the leader, and then it has the same effect. Actually, no, it's not the same effect. I almost skimmed over that. It actually turns to 2 damage to all enemy followers. And he has a decent body. He also evolves full stats. So, and it's a 4-drop. You can literally, on turn 4, play it, evo it, and do an AoE of 4. It still has full stats. So then you can go trade with something that still, for some reason, have more than 2 defense. And boom, he'll still be like a 6, you know, 6'4", 6'3", which is still, you know, something that has to be dealt with. So pretty good, pretty good. Next up is another Haven Machina card. It's going to be a 5-cost 4/5 Steel Wing, and it's gonna have Rush, and then it has Strike. Whenever this follow attack, summon an Assembly Droid. Obviously, really good to get that Lamonia up. But again, I don't really care me myself for Heavenly Aegis. It's just I guess it is a nice to have if you have it in the hand. There's nothing else to play. You just drop it, and then the opponent has to start to try to deal with it. Especially if you're going heal, so that's why I think Lamonia is good, because at least it gives you the Heavenly Aegis win con. If you don't draw Elena's Prayer, at least you have something to just throw out there after just keeping yourself afloat and trading and trading and trading and trading. So I definitely think you're gonna see that deck. So this is a nice way to do it. Also with Techno Lord in there, maybe you'll keep bringing back Lamonia and keep bringing, or just using it to use the 3-drop trade and just clear the field. You still, I think, have Thermos Purge, I'm pretty sure. So you just keep trading and trading. Haven is gonna be so annoying because a lot of people are gonna run that heal deck. It's just gonna be so annoying. Next up, we have the Greater Lesser Mummy, which is just sounds stupid, but it's a reprint of the Lesser Mummy, which usually had a fanfare and then like Necromancy 2 or 3 for Storm. Now it has nothing on the top part, but it has an evolve. If an allied follower is in play, perform Necromancy 8. Give Storm to another allied follower. I think it's important that it's a 2-drop, not because you're gonna be like, turn 4, give it someone Storm. It's more turns later on, give something Storm. And Necromancy 8, probably later on in the game, is literally nothing, depending on what kind of deck you're playing. So, but you know, you're thinking about evoing a big threat, something that's on the board, probably evoing for like 7 damage to the face if it's like the Skull Lord or something like that, or giving Storm to possibly, if you think about Tartarus, right? And maybe it's like turn 10, and then you can actually give the guy stealth. You give him Storm, you evo, give him Storm, and then he actually can hit the face, or then clear the whole board with the way his 5 damage thing across the instant death if they have less than 5 defense. Maybe do that. That's like a really good turn template, so you don't have to sit there and wait for him to attack. There's a lot of other implications with it. So this card is actually good, but it feels like, to me, Fairy is just better. Fairy is a better option, and I'm pretty sure they're not losing Fairy. Yeah, see, Fairy's still here. So they're not losing Fairy in this next expansion, so I feel like Fairy is just a better overall 2-drop. So there's really no reason to sit there and use that card when if you're gonna have a 2-drop that's gonna do something later in the game. I'd rather just have Fairy, because Fairy will end the game and allow something to attack 3 times. You do need that 1 turn, but I think that 1 turn is usually guaranteed, because by that time people don't have evos, they don't have ways to deal with whatever DS, even whether it's Machina or Reanimate, they don't have much to do. So I feel like this card is not gonna get played too much in my opinion. Next up, we have the lovely T-High. Don't judge me. T-High Underworld Shaman. She is a 7-cost ward. That is some hefty. She is a 1/9 too. 7-cost 1/9 ward. So she's there to protect. I don't know why. Okay, let me just read it. Fanfare Burial Rite. Put a random 3 play point follower and a random 1 point follower from your deck into play. So she comes in as a high cost, but she pretty much will come and put a 3 play point follower and a 1 play point follower. Keep in mind, it doesn't say whether it's a Shadowcraft or a neutral. Again, this is one of those times where I could probably dig and search, but I don't know what combo this card is really going for Shadow anyway. Like what 1 play point follower are you even running in Shadow that I can't think of? Maybe it's the other like Lurching Corpse-ass card. I'm not too sure what card that you're hoping to play for this. So it's a big body, but the 2 cards that it's summoning has to be good. It doesn't have Accelerate, so what are you hoping to get? I mean, Evo 3 with 11 body still dies to random destruction, still dies to, you know, it's not protected in any way. So what other card is coming with this? So and remember, these are like play pointed, so like I know Shadowcraft doesn't have spell boost, but even if, let's say, they were spell boosted, it wouldn't matter. It's based on the play point, not like how much it costs. Is I don't know. Yeah, that's a no for me. It's probably some weird take 2 thing. Now we have a 4-cost amulet for Shadowcraft. It's called Fatal Fields. Count down to, at the end of the turn, destroy random allied follower and random enemy follower. This card, however, is amazeballs. This is really good for, I don't know, spamming the board with crap, and then you just put this thing out, and at the end of your turn, so you can literally play something, obviously turn 4 or later than turn 4, you play whatever, and it will kill their big thing. This is a really good counter to like the Leod sitting in stealth for like 18 years, like he's freaking Solid Snake, and actually you can just put out some random crap and just take it out for free. This is like almost like a reprint of like Toph's Curse, but like it happens for 2 turns. So for 2 turns, they have to be cautious of what they're putting out on the field, which is a pressure that a lot of people really don't like talk about. Like when you see Haven's amulet that they're fortunately losing, but when you see it and they play it and you know something's gonna die in 2 turns, you like play a bunch of stuff 1 turn, but then next turn something's gonna die randomly. Either you flood the field and play the RNG game, or if you can only put out 1 thing, you really don't want to, because you just pretty much lose a card for nothing. So for this, it's going to be the same thing. You know that you're going to lose a card when they first play it, and then the next turn's going to come, and then it's going to be like, do I really want to play a big card? It's just going to die anyway. Do I want to give them the free trade? But the balance of this is that it's at the end of, you know, the shadow player's turn, so at least it doesn't trigger on the beginning of their turn, same way that the Haven's amulet does, making it like, oh, I don't have to deal with that ward, I can just play storms after that, so you can't really do that here. Seductress Vampire. Okay, I'm with it. So during your turn, this is long. This is an essay. During your turn, when this card is added to your hand from your deck, reveal it. Hi, I have Seductress. If Vengeance is not active for you, reveal it and then banish it. Oh, this card's greed. This card's greed. All right, but if Vengeance is active for you, for the rest of this match, even if your leader's defense is more than 10. Oh, sorry. Reveal it and then banish it. Vengeance is active for you for the rest of this match, even if you're... Okay, I was reading it wrong. Draw it. Vengeance is not active for you, and it gives you Vengeance for the rest of the match after you banish it. And then obviously sequential ones that you draw afterwards, then you just, it's fine. Like, you're going to keep this card in the hand because it does have an effect. So when you do actually play it on turn 8, deal 4 damage to an enemy, then restore 4 defense to your leader. So it helps like the heal mechanic. And there is a decent amount of healing currently in Bloodcraft. You have like Slain, the Sanguine Core that heals for 10. You also have regular other vengeance stuff, so you can maybe run more heal-esque and not have to worry. And this unfortunately takes the choice, the actual like counterplay of the opponent, like, oh, I'm not gonna drop him to 10 yet. I'm not gonna drop him to 10 yet. And then this card's like, well, guess what? We're at 10. Vengeance is active, and if to what I can tell, Vengeance could literally just be active from the beginning of the game. On turn 1, you can draw it on turn 1, and then boom, because there is no turn when you're just drawing the cards for the beginning of the match. But on turn 1, you can draw it, and then Vengeance is active. So there are a lot of Vengeance-esque cards that can be run with this, but you have to then be reliant on drawing this card. But we also know that there's a lot of, you know, Unleash the Nightmares, some can get this card in the hand. But I feel like you do play a different deck when you're doing this. Like, you have to be mindful. I don't think this is necessarily a Machina deck card, because Machina has so much power by just putting Machina into it. So I think this is going to be for a different deck. So it's good, but only for the different deck, aka probably like the hand buff one, where if Vengeance is active now, they can draw this on turn at least 1, 2. Even if they draw it on turn 3, that's even fine too. Boom, you have Vengeance now active. Relinquish Reason is there. You might not even have to run all those other cards like the Lycos Berserker. Like, you might not, you'll just hope for it to draw this card, and then boom. Next up is the Wise Dragon Newts Galla. I don't know why I said it like that. 3 cost 2/2 for Dragoncraft is going to be Fanfare. Discard a card from the hand and then draw a card. And this card cannot be attacked. God, that's annoying. You can also evolve it, discard a card from your hand and then draw a card, and it also can. So you can pretty much draw 2 cards by discarding 2 cards if it has the Evo. I mean, it's okay. Dragon's power comes from draw, like getting the cards in your hand that you need. The Storm, if you're going Storm, you know, aggro, if you're going aggro. And then, of course, empty play orb, gain cards if that's what you're going for as well. Just keep flooding your hand over and over and over again, or Cocytus, all that good stuff. Just making sure that you're getting what you want, and that's pretty good for this card. So I think you're gonna see a lot of this actually. But wait, there's more. Here we go. We got Emmylou coming back, the Smilemancer, and she's coming back for the Earth side of things. Actually, yeah, because I could have swore she was a spell boost card before. But anyway, Fanfare, summon an Earth Essence. Whenever an allied Earth Sigil comes into play, deal 1 damage to the enemy leader. She's a 3 cost though. So you gotta think, like, so, you know, Orichalcum Golem, he drops 2 damage to the face. There's other couple cards that drop Earth Sigils. She also summons an Earth Sigil herself, so she comes out, does 1 damage to the face. Seems okay, because obviously I don't really care too much about the second part, because I feel like the second part is like, you kind of be silly to sit there and let her just sit there and just do 1 pings to the face over and over and over and over and over again. But, you know, you can also play her amongst other threats, and then it's like, well, you can't do anything, and she's just going to keep pinging you to the face. I'm definitely interested to see if, you know, they're really trying to sell this Earth Sigil to you, the Earth Essence, the Dirt Rune. But the other rune just has too much power, and that's how it always is. I think Earth Sigil Dirt Rune was only strong at like 1 point in the game that I can remember, and that was when Professor of Taboos and stuff like that was out. Then, you know, they was just randomly killing cards and giving you board, giving you the 2/2 zombie. That was nuts. But this card seems okay, especially if you need some more Earth Sigil generation. So next up, we're getting a neutral card, and if it's not Machina, who cares? Unicorn Maiden is going to be a 2/2/2. Has strike whenever this follower attacks, restore 2 defense to the leader. I guess you can throw that into Haven because pretty much nobody else wants that. It doesn't have rush, so it's just kind of thing like a 2-drop to just throw out there and just, there you go. I think this is isn't this the reprint of You Want to See Me Dance? And then she would, every turn, if you get at the start of your turn, she would heal. So at least this one you can evo it, heal 2 to the face. You know, that's okay. It's okay. Tender Rabbit Healer. Oh, she looking like a spicy. Haven, fanfare, restore 1 defense to all allies for a 1-drop. Oh my god, so now it's really, oh well, I guess it still can come out. You can draw it for the fanfare, right? That's pretty good. You have an enhanced 7 game +4/+4, making it a 5/5 at turn 7, 5/5 that restores 4 to the face. Still pretty good, but also keep in mind that it's another target for the Saint Hairs to just throw out. So that's pretty good too. It will throw it out and it will actually get boosted. And it helps out the Haven deck because I did think that the heal deck will actually have Saint Hairs in it, I'm pretty sure. Next up is the Jet Broom, which is a Runecraft and Machina. See, now this is kind of upsetting because like this would have been great in the last expansion. Like it would have been great in like some of these cards. It would have made it seem like, oh, you can actually run Rune Machina, but they pretty much made it like half-assed. And now Rune Machina is gonna be good, but I feel like I don't know if anyone's gonna give it any attention. I mean, some people will. We're just gonna make Machina decks on all the new Machinas because that's just what we do. Fanfare, choose. Put either a assembly drone or a repair mode. So pretty much, let me reread this for you as a Runecraft player. Fanfare, put a repair mode into your hand. They're both 1 cost. One is a follower and the other one is a spell and your Runecraft. So just why even, what? Should have just been Fanfare, put it, because remember the Robo Zombie actually has to die for you to get the repair mode. So sometimes he doesn't give you like that sexy combo. This now can give it to you. I don't see any situation where you would really take the assembly droid. Actually, psych, I do. If Monica is in the deck, you play Monica and you play this 1/1 drop, and then you play it with her on like her turn after turn 4. Or even later on with the 8, and then you drop it, and then boom, there's 3 monsters on the field, so you can clear something for 3. Kinda, that's the only thing I could see, but most of them, you're just gonna take the repair mode, let's be honest. And it also is a pretty good body. 2 drop for that's 1/3 is really good. That 3 cost, a lot of people don't have 3 cost spells, and a lot of minions don't have 3 damage in the earlier game, so you start pinging for 1s to the face over and over again and start the thing up. Because remember, Delta Cannon, engage, and you know, so now there's going to be a lot of Delta Cannons used over and over again. But since we know we've seen all the legendaries for Rune, you know that there's no Mysteria reprint here, so there's nothing to increase the damage of Delta Cannon. It's just a 2-hit, a cheap costed 2-hit to the face or to a minion. But I guess having a constant spell that's going to generate, because now it's definitely enough cards. And now with the other card that gives you play points back every time you use it, there's definitely going to be a lot of spamming that Runecraft is going to be able to do. It should be pretty sick to see Rune Machina. Rune Machina is going to be good. I just don't think it's going to be good as a spell boost. But wait, there's more. Like this is, they just drop it. I hope you guys are having fun. I try to give you guys scenarios, not just read the card and just like, that's the card, guys, and like give you a scenario where it's actually going to be good. So next up, we have the Bloodcraft Entrancing Blow, 2 cost spell. It's going to give a Bloodcraft follower in the hand +2, so nice little instant gratification. I gotta like that. Deal 3 damage to a random enemy follower. Fuck you, Leod. That's what that card is. Because I mean, again, like I said, there's not that many things that do 3 damage. So this will kill that last follower we were just talking about. But it is random. This card can be played only when a tangible card is in your hand, so you have to have a follower in the hand, which you should. So nice little buff to the hand buff, Blood. I don't know who's going to run the hand buff Blood, but it's going to be with that new legendary amongst some other cards that, you know, Laura, and then boosting up some card of some kind. I don't even know who the buff target is for all these explosions, and I guess it's going to be Storm. So I don't know. It didn't seem as, it just wasn't consistent. It was really funny though when you beat someone like by turn 6 because of just overwhelming storms coming out of the hand, but we'll see. So next card actually is the Hulking Dragon Newt. This was the card I think Ingenious, I think his name is, he revealed on his YouTube. I did see that. So this card is a 8 cost 7/4. It has rush, ward, and it cannot take more than 1 damage at a time. It is pretty much like the roly-poly, and it's just a big, annoying, stupid thing. You can evo it, and then when you evo it, it cannot be destroyed by spells and effects, making it this huge annoying thing. It actually makes it a little bit better than roly-poly, because roly-poly you could just kill it with the, you know, random destruction or directed destruction, but here you have to sit there and now you have to actually hit it 4 times or with 4 separate spells. So, and it has 7 attacks, so it's probably gonna kill if you're trading with it with a minion. So really hard. This card's gonna be really hard to deal with, because again, it's this dragon. Dragon's gonna have this thing out on turn 6 or turn 5, you know, whatever the math is. I forget. Like, I know the Dragoncraft players are, well, technically, if I get a perfect roll, I could get this card out. Like, you know, I don't know. All I know is that I get pissed by it. So that's all I know. So I'll be pissed when I see this card coming out on a turn where I only have 1 Evo or something, and it's gonna be a nightmare. Splendorous Rock. It's going to be a 3-cost 3/3, which is nice stat. That's as good as you can get it. Fanfare, enhance 6, evolve this follower. Nice. And strike when this follower attacks, it gains +1 until the end of the turn. This, I think, was the other card that he revealed. I actually do not like this card. It just seems like it's a waste of space. It's 3-cost 3/3. It only gains it for the end of the turn. I think that would have been, like, if it just kept the stacks, it would be better than a bronze card, but it would, you know, just be more good. I mean, it doesn't have rush, so you're hoping you turn 6 play this as a, you know, pretty much turn 6 5/5 that attacks as 6/5. You know, it doesn't have, and it says strike when it attacks, so it doesn't have to attack a follower, so it hits 6 to the face if you need be. After, obviously, it's evolved and for some reason it didn't die, but it's a nice free card. You know, it's good stats, decent effect. I just don't think you'll see it though. And that is all the cards that they have currently. This was of 2 hours ago, and I'm gonna take me a little bit to edit because I like to ramble too much. But again, so of course I have to ask, who is at the top of the meta now? Haven is now showcasing some of their fangs. They're trying to showcasing that now they're gonna have some power. The heal deck is here, but again, it's gonna be reliant on whether or not this card comes out early on the evil turn. Or by the evil turn. Use it and then Elena's Prayer. But the thing is that there is a lot and a decent amount of Amulet Destruction, and you best believe people are gonna have some Amulet Destruction, because not only is Haven with the BS, Dragon also has that other card with the BS. So you have 2 strong classes that is usually, I would say, regularly used, like that you can kind of deal with, that you want to take out their amulets. And so I think that, and I mean, it's not that bad, because also if people run any of the cores, then at least you can like take their cores out before they activate. I don't think running Amulet Destruction is going to be the worst thing in the world, right? Also, it will help people deal with Portal if they have if their removal is banished and they're trying to run Machina, or transform it. Sorry, you can transform them as well. So Rune's gonna have some advantage against that with the Presto Changeo. And I don't know, I still feel like the same people are still as strong, which is right now Rune, Sword, and if I had to pick a 3, I would still say Forest is skeptical, so I can't give it top 3. I would think that I would have to say Blood. Blood seems like it got the best of it with more Machina followers. So those are my top 3. What's your top 3? Let me know in the comment section below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.